Hello there, everybody. I'm Tony Grillo. Welcome to my channel, Wisconsin Hugs. And as you can probably figure it out, I was going to spend a couple minutes talking about abortion. Not going to spend a whole lot of time here, but I have something to say about it, especially since I'm an adopted child. And I had done a video earlier, and it was pointed out to me by one of my Facebook friends who happens to be on the other side of the fence and does support abortion, that my number was off by the Planned Parenthood Political Action Committee. They donated $750,000, not $750 million. So, and I remember when I wrote the post and I was doing the numbers, I was like, yeah, this $750 million doesn't make sense. Even when I was trying to figure out business-wise, it just didn't make sense. But he had, pointed that out, and so I have to correct that mistake, and so I took down that other video, and I'm going to have to redo my video because I don't like putting out information that isn't right. But I thought I'd take a look at this real quick because, we get an argument a lot of times where people will say, well, it's my body, my choice. And, one of my Facebook friends had pointed out that, well, technically the baby in the womb is attached to your body by an umbilical cord. So therefore, it's in your body, but it's not a part of your body. It's its own body. It has its own body and its own life, and I thought I'd take a quick peek at what these embryos look like. And this is what it is at 1 month, and here at 2 months, I mean, it's already got a heart, got a brain, got eyes, got limbs. And that's at 2 months right there. It's probably already thinking. And then at 3 months, we can see it definitely taking more form. And here's at 4 months. Now it's really looking like a baby now. Looks like it's got hands, toes, feet, toes, got ears, got eyes. And that's at 4 months. And at 5 months, it's pretty much looks like a full-size, not fully developed, but it looks like a baby. 6 months, and then at 7 months, by then it's like sucking its thumb. 8 months, and here we are at 9 months. So. And it's attached to that umbilical cord, so it really isn't. You can't really say when you got a life inside you that it's, your body, your choice. And I find this picture interesting. It's taken during a protest, a rally, an abortion rights rally, where there's this woman, pregnant. You can tell she's very pregnant, and she's standing there on Mother's Day, rallying for abortion. This is like something out of Bizarro World, I would never have imagined in a million years mothers would be, rallying at the state capitals or Washington, D.C., rallying to take their kids and go support abortion on, of all days, Mother's Day. Just crazy. And she's saying, how dare you force this on anyone? And she's pregnant. Well, we didn't force her to be pregnant. She made a choice to have sex. So this was a post I wrote a couple days ago, and then I've had to gone back and correct it. But this lady here, she goes by Gothix, I believe, the problematic grifter. I really enjoy her YouTube channel, and she writes, the issue isn't the government taking away a woman's choice to murder her child, but rather her prioritizing, I wish I could say that word, prioritizing pleasure as opposed to personal responsibility. My body, my choice starts by understanding the pursuit of pleasure could result in a baby. The choice was already made. Yeah, like I said before, we didn't force you to have sex. You chose that, and so your choice was made. But I had basically written this earlier. I was Googling Planned Parenthood today and looking at numbers from many sources. PP has $1.3 billion in yearly revenue. They get $550 million from Medicaid and $350 million from other government contracts, $350 million from private donations. One interesting thing about the private donations is that a huge chunk of the money came from the Warren Buffett Foundation. And I don't know what the exact number was that they donated to Planned Parenthood, but it was a pretty significant amount. So they give out $750,000 in political contributions, and that was done by their PAC organization. But that number has jumped to $45 million in 2019-2020. So they jumped all the way from $750,000 to $45 million. Not a single dollar has gone to Republicans, and they perform an average of 300,000 abortions per year at $700 per abortion. Some range from $500 to $750, paid by the person wanting it. Comes out to $231 million. And if you take that $231 million divided by $1.3 billion, it comes to about 18% of the revenue that comes from abortions. It is a privately owned, non-profit institution, a 501c. So they don't pay taxes, and this is really weird. So they get money from the government by government contracts, and then it gets funneled back to Democratic politicians' campaign funds. So I'm sure Democrat politicians could care less about murdering babies. It's a cash cow. It's more like blood sacrifices to their money god. In Tim LaHaye's Left Behind about the rapture and the Great Tribulation, a lady was sad that all abortion clinics closed because all the babies went with Jesus in the rapture. There's also stories about mediums seeing spirits of a child that was miscarried in the womb. That child will often travel between heaven and earth to visit family. Oftentimes they're accompanied by a grandparent. They are known as the no-names in heaven because they were never named. And if a man kills a pregnant woman, he gets charged with a double homicide. So, getting back to PP, what kind of business are you running that you have to pay $750K to $45 million just to keep your doors open? And yeah, and I totally agree with that right there. So I wrote this back in May 4th of this year, and just get right into it. My thoughts today. Well, I've talked about this before and unfriended people that make sick jokes comparing anti-maskers' stance to abortion choices, which is, I'll just be candid, say is evil and stupid. If I'm still Facebook friends with you and you support abortions, probably because I like you anyway. But I was adopted as a baby, and I was given a little bit of information about my birth parents, and this is all I know about them. My birth mother was 18 in college at the University of Minnesota. She was an education major. Her boyfriend was an art major. He fled back home to California when he found out she was pregnant. She could have aborted me, but didn't. She wasn't a teacher yet. She knew right from wrong. And that is her greatest lesson she could ever teach anyone. The fact that she chose life for me. And she also taught about love, for you see, abortion is personal, and I'm not a choice. Now, the timing of this Supreme Court leak feels a lot like motivated political BS to fire up a lib base as conservatives are expected to win back the House. You know, and all these politicians care about is money, and abortion is a big money business that fills their campaign coffers. To me, it feels more like offering blood sacrifices to a money god. Read an entertaining book once about the second coming of Jesus. This was interesting, because Jesus came back as a woman in this story. And, with all the stuff going on about trans people and everything else, this story made the story even more interesting. But she told everyone she came back as a man the first time around. She was performing miracles and was asked about abortion and answered with a parable, just like the prophecies in the Old Testament foretold. And she told the story of a woman that kept her child after being date raped. And that woman got married, had more children, but it was the first child that cared for the lady when she became elderly. It's a story about how something beautiful can come from something terrible. And it may not be my story, but it's the story of the lady I'm now dating. Well, I was dating. She said it's okay for me to share this because we were talking about how neither one of us knows our birth parents. Like for her, she has no idea who the birth father is. For me, it's both. I can't tell you how many times I saw someone that resembled me and wondered if that was my biological dad. I even had wild dreams that Superman was my biological dad and he had to hide me to protect me from his enemies, and I was just waiting for my powers to come, LOL. Well, those are my thoughts, and to me, there is no debate. It's basically, you look at it and you go, I feel that the life of the unborn child outweighs, the right for you to murder it. And that's all I got to say about it. So I hope you all have a great day. As for me and Kristen, well, maybe I'll comment about that on another video, but she's a great person, and you just never know what's going to happen in the dating world. But life is fun, and I love life. That's why I choose life, and that goes for everybody, including the unborn. So thank you all. Have a great day. Take care. God bless. And hit that subscription button and give me a like. I could certainly use the help. Thank you. Bye.